Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Rollercoaster Tycoon 3! That was my awesome opera rendition of the intro. Okay, so this episode, we're gonna do lots of awesome things like we do every episode, duh, because every episode's freaking awesome. One thing I want to show you real fast that I did off camera, which took like 10 seconds, was I added little things. I changed the top of the roof. It was a bit too cluttered and I didn't like it, so I added two little tiny things on the sides rather than there was like 6 different things up here last time and it was just too much. So I simplified it and I think it looks a lot better now. So yes, that is the change I made off camera. Also, I want to apologize so much. It's been 2 weeks since I've uploaded this and I feel so bad. I've just been so busy. You guys have to understand. I've been doing so much. School, a lot of jobs, an internship. It's just taking a lot of time and I really feel bad, but stuff happens and I know you guys are patient. I try to get these out when I can. Another thing that happened though was I went to record and then I thought that I like had forgotten to save and I was so upset because I thought I had to rebuild the whole entire castle. I spent like 45 minutes rebuilding this freaking castle and then I realized, let me show you what happens. So every single episode don't go away. I save my game, so I have a save of every single episode so far, and this was save number 10. I was like, why isn't it showing up after 9? Oh my god. And so I thought I forgot to save, but then it actually showed up back here where 1 is, because I don't know, that's just how it worked out, I guess. And I was so thankful to find out that our park was still intact after spending 45 minutes doing stuff. But because of that, I ended up not being able to put an episode out until like 4 or 5 days later. So that sucks. I wasted so much time doing that. But today's a new day and I learned from my mistakes. That shouldn't happen again. And let's go ahead and start doing things. So first off, we gotta name these rides. I got some awesome suggestions from you guys. This suggestion comes from Alan R for this funnel slide, and they said I should name it the Water Spout, which is a tornado that forms over water, and I thought that was a good idea because it's like a tornado with water in it. Another good name was the Hurricane, but I thought Water Spout sounded a bit better because this looks like a spout sort of. Clever. Also, this bowl right here, the H2O slide, is named after Jacob Morel, and he said name it Beach Bowl. After Beach Bowl Galaxy and Mario Galaxy. I liked that name because it has a slight video game reference to it, but it's still like obscure enough to where I could actually have it in a realistic theme park and it's not like copying completely. And then also I name a peep after one of my viewers in the comments every episode, and today I'm naming this little girl right here who looks kind of like a young, very happy Fergie, and her name is going to be named after, actually I think I chose a guy's name. Oops, oh well. Richard King. Congratulations, Richard King. Today is your lucky day. Alright, so let's get to actually building some stuff this episode, shall we? I think we should. So, what's our plans for this episode? Good question. First off, I'm going to decorate this like tower that takes these people up to the water slides. I'm not sure why that took me so long to say. I want to build a roller coaster. Oh, let me get rid of these. Get out of here, you walls. No one invited you to my party. Get out of here. I want to build a roller coaster over here. I'm not exactly sure what I want to build yet, but I'm sure I'll think of something. And I have a couple more like ride ideas. I want to put some stuff in this section. I'm not sure how far the water park is going to go. We'll have to find out. It might extend into this section over here, but I'm not sure yet. So let's just go ahead and start building and just see what happens. Okay, so my plans for this ride right here, I'm gonna make this sort of the theme that I have right here going on, this tropical beach theme. Like half of this water park is like a Taj Mahal theme, then there's like pirate theme, then there's like tropical island theme. They all kind of fit together in my opinion. I'm pretty sure they actually all fit underneath the same scenery group. Let me just double check. Yeah, pretty much adventure kind of goes together, but I'm actually using the bamboo, the Paradise Island theme for this, but it all fits together very well, so I'm okay with it. Let's go ahead and select the wall feature and decide what kind of wall we're going to use. I could use the plaster, the wattle? I'm not actually sure how to pronounce that word. I don't want to have too much I think this actually looks pretty good. And then we'll have some windows on the way up so guests don't get scared or something. So let's start doing this. Okay, real fast, I want to build this ride right here because I have this like plan in my head. I'm going to build this ride right there, and then this tower, whatever I build right here, I'm going to replicate it. Oh my god, why does it keep doing that? I'm going to replicate the tower I build right here on this side, so it has like two kind of matching towers, and then I might incorporate another ride into this tower over here. It'll kind of compensate for this big just random tall tower. We'll have this big tall tower, then we'll have the big tall ride to kind of compensate for it, then another big one to kind of balance it out. I think it's a good idea. Okay, so I built this tower, and it's looking pretty good. I'm not sure how it'll look when I copy it over, though, because it's actually a bit bigger looking than I thought it would. So I'm going to go ahead and copy real fast, and we'll see how it looks. So, okay, there we go. That's sort of how it's going to look, except I am going to fix up the holes and stuff. Go away. I'm not copying you again. Okay, so that's sort of the look. Does that look like too much? That actually might be a bit too much. I mean, it looks kind of cool, but it might just be, oh, okay, no, I'm keeping it. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put like a cool coaster over here that's like sort of for kids, but not too scary, and it's definitely gonna go through here, and it's gonna look super freaking awesome. So I'm keeping it, for the time being at least. I think it's pretty cool looking. Okay, so let's delete that. Also, one thing before I forget, I need to come over here and open the lazy river again, because guests can't get in it until I open it. So there you go, guests. Have the time of your life being lazy. Also, I'm pretty sure guests swim through it in this game and don't use tubes, which kind of makes me sad, but, you know, I'll get over it someday. Okay, I have to fix up this building real fast, and let me do that. Okay, that tower is now fixed, so everything is moving again. Let's go ahead and connect up this ride to the rest of the park, and let's go ahead and open it, because that's a good thing to do so guests can actually ride it, you know? I think that's a good idea in my opinion anyways. I also might make a little food court in this area right here. I think I'm going to. Okay, first off, I need to build a line, so let's do that real fast. Look at this exotic looking line, isn't it beautiful? Yes. Okay, I'm excited for this because we're going to have a cool roller coaster going through this. It'll look pretty spanking awesome. I'm pretty excited for it at least. And I can go ahead and open up this ride. Why not? I mean, it's finished. Everything's playing. Look at it move. This ride's actually pretty cool because it has legitimate fire on top. I mean, a ride that's on fire, that's my kind of ride. Oh, why do I keep throwing the camera? Psh, not even doing it on purpose. Okay, so next, let's build a little miniature food court in here. I'm not sure what I want to build in here. Well, first off, let's go ahead and put it to adventure-themed foods. Moorish kebabs. Finest kebab meat. Ooh, God, kebab sounds so good right now. I just want to have a barbecue so bad. So there's that. And Turkish Delight, which makes me think of Chronicles of Narnia. So we have those two things. Let's add some drink stalls. Crocodile tropical juices. That sounds delicious. What was the other option? We had coconut drinks. Yummy. It's probably just like coconut milk, which I'm not a huge fan of. And we should probably, oh my God. There's also things we can sell. I love selling shit. So let's sell some crocodile hats. Why not? And we'll pick one other option. Parrot balloons? Hell yes. Everyone loves a good parrot balloon. Too bad it's not toucan balloons. That would be so excited if that was the case. Okay. We'll connect up all the things right here. And let's make it a kind of thicker path right there. We'll add some paths. Not paths. Whoa. Look at all the things we're winning. Best Paradise Island scenery. Best sci-fi. Even though we don't have sci-fi scenery. So dumb. Now let's add our benches. Start with benches. Log bench. Is that our only option? I guess so. Log benches are cool though, right? Yeah. Those kids said yeah. That's enough, I believe. And we also want some golden trash bins. Is that the log benches and golden trash bags? Perfect. Or bins. Same thing. And I wish in this game you could press backspace to close the windows, but you can't. That's just a Rollercoaster Tycoon thing. Let's go ahead and open up all these stalls. And maybe some guests will come over here and ride our new ride as well. All the new stuff. That's looking pretty good. Yeah. Alright, so we are now pretty well decorated over here. We have a bit too many trees. I'm going to get rid of a couple. I'm not sure which ones. Maybe that one possibly, and that one. That helps quite a bit. A couple too many bushes as well. I think I'm doing good when I'm adding lots of bushes, but then I realized that it is a bit too many. Turkish Delight 1 does not fit the style of scenery. I don't really care. I mean, it sort of does. Is there any scenery or food for these things? No, so why would I give a shit? Shut up about things not matching scenery. Who cares? Nobody. Not even your mom. And she usually cares about you, but she doesn't in this circumstance. Okay, so that is all looking pretty nice. I like it quite a bit. Did something with this space, and now we're actually starting to protrude a bit more into this side of the park. I mean, I think this is the furthest thing out in this direction. God, we still have so much more room to fill. I'm not sure how many more episodes it's going to take, but I don't really care because I'm enjoying this. So, I guess we can go ahead and start building our roller coaster. Why the hell not? So, let's go ahead and start doing this. What do I want to build? I think I'm going to build like a suspended one so we can have lots of loops. And verticoaster. I love this type of coaster. It's one of the most fun to build. Okay. So I think I'm going to have it go up and kind of be in this section, especially with the first drop. I want it to kind of come down and loop right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I want it to be like 7 away. I want to have enough space. Can't really see them too far away. Okay. Okay, this should be good. So this one's going to kind of go up, and then we're going to have it go down, do a gigantic loop. This coaster is really cool because you can do gigantic loops, and it's super fun. Okay, so let's just go ahead and have it just raise right out of the station. This big coaster over here, Escape from Alcatraz, it kind of did like a turnaround thing first, but this one, is this our third coaster? We only have 2 coasters so far. It's about time I'm building a third coaster, but I guess we've been working on the water park for a while, which is something completely different. But yeah, anyways, let's keep rising up. How tall was Escape from Alcatraz? Because I don't want it to go that high. I think it was over 200. Let's go to about 180 maybe. That should be a good height. That works. Actually, I was expecting it to kind of go a bit further into this direction. Afterwards, I could probably... Here, I'm going to do something real fast. Okay, so that's going to be the start of the coaster right there. Now, I'm going to go ahead. Don't delete the whole coaster. I'm going to delete the first half. and then build the station from my first drop now that I have it in the place where I want it to be. Okay, I'm done now. Whew, look at that, a big loop to a small little loop. Now let's go ahead and finish our big gigantic loop, and then I'm gonna build it up to another big loop, and we're gonna actually have it go underneath this part of the coaster over here with a gigantic large corkscrew. Wow. And I want it to actually loop up the other direction. Okay, so that way it'll actually go, I'm saying actually way too much, so it'll go underneath this. Is that gonna work? I think it is, and it's gonna look freaking awesome. Oh, there's a track piece in the way. Oh, it's like right in the way, isn't it? Crap. Okay, I fixed it. I'm not sure what I did actually, though. I did something. Who knows? But yeah, that's how I want it to be. And we'll have it go back to another something. Twist, another half loop. That works, I guess. And then, is that gonna actually go through? Let's check it out. Raise, 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 raise. Whee! Down. Okay, so it's gonna go up the big, gigantic first loop, and then through the second loop, go all the way up, through the corkscrew, and back down. That's how I like it. Okay, so I'm gonna have it go back up 90 feet. That's a pretty decent height, I believe. Let's do a gigantic, like, turn all the way around here. We'll have like one straight piece after every single turn. That way it's kind of a gigantic turn. There we go. That's kind of where I want it, I believe. Maybe one more straight piece. That'll kind of lower its speed, hopefully, this gigantic turn right here along the outside. That's pretty cool looking, actually. I like it. Okay, let's see if it does slow down. I'm hoping it does, but I'm not entirely sure if it will. I don't really care. And we'll bring it back down again. Hey, look at that. Okay, so I'm gonna bring it back up. Will it make it up this hill? Ooh, I have a good idea. Okay, so it's going at a kind of slower speed now, and we're gonna have it. Ooh, can I even do this? Oh yes, I totally can. Okay, so it's going to twist upside down, and then go into a smaller half loop. Can I do a large half? No, I can't. Okay, smaller half loop, and that kind of evens it back out. So we have our momentum again. Wrong way. I want it to curve that way. And then we're going to do another gigantic curve, because why the hell not? And then it's going straight again. So let's do a, ooh. Okay, I have finished my glorious design. I ended up just kind of sticking with the simpler route at the end because I didn't want to build too much more in this section because it would seem a little bit too crowded, and I wasn't really going for a super crowded look because in real life, coasters don't jumble too much. I mean, sometimes they do. There's been some pretty jumbled coasters, but it looks pretty cool the way it is. I didn't want to add like too much to the bottom over here. I just thought it would look more so messy than anything. And yeah, that's pretty much what I did, obviously. And I'm gonna have the entrance and exit on this side, and this time I'm not gonna do too much when it comes to the building this thing is in. I'm just gonna put a pretty simple cover over it in case it rains and stuff, sort of like I did for the car ride, like a thing like this. I'm not gonna build a gigantic building like this one because that'd be too much, and plus we already have like these two huge buildings here, this one. So for the rest of this section, I'm going to keep the buildings pretty small, except for the monorail station, that might be a little bit larger. I haven't entirely decided yet. But let's make the paths. Actually, we could probably ride it real fast. First off, have we got any test results? But we're about to find out. Well, first let's ride the ride and just kind of see how it's all turning out. Well, first off, I'm going to add a couple more carts. There we go. Testing. Time to ride this thing. So, as you guys know, we'll need some name suggestions for this roller coaster. So give me your best name suggestion down in the comment section below, and I will pick my favorite to name this coaster, and also the other ride I built this episode, the gigantic tall little tower thing that has the fire and the spinny things. You know what I'm talking about, where the two towers are next to it. So we're going to the very top. I might raise the chain lift speed. Well, it's not actually so high to the point where it needs to be that fast. Kind of like builds up the suspense. Here we go. Woo! So exciting! And the very first gigantic loop, go into the loop corkscrew. It goes into a corkscrew again. There might be some G's right there, but hopefully it's not too bad. Raise back up, and we have the big turn to help lower the speed a tiny bit with some friction. Going back down, and here's the cool part, up to the twist to the half loop. Go around another big gigantic curve. Then we go up where some brakes kind of slow us down a tiny bit to help control the speed. We have some helixes to go back up, turn the direction over the jigger. Hopefully the track won't get in the way when we add some scenery to that. Back down, and the brakes. Perfect. That actually ran really smoothly. Hopefully the results will be pretty good. Let's see the force results. I don't think that's bad whatsoever. How are the basic test results? The intensity is very high, which actually is expected because it has gigantic loops. What is it for this coaster? High? Okay. We needed one very high coaster at least, because guess we'll still definitely ride this. Plus the excitement is high. Now when it gets to like anything over very high, that's when guess will start to be like, whoa, no. But since we have so many loops and twists, that's why this coaster's scary. Not necessarily because of the G's. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and build a path for people to wait in. Yeah, I'll go ahead and bring it to the ground right away. Okay, we have some queues built. Let's close this down again real fast and add a few more carts. Can we have 3? No, 2 is enough. 2 is a plenty fine amount. Put it back to test mode so it'll be running and looking cool. And the rest of my plans for this section, we're gonna have the, what is this called? The monorail. How is this gonna go through here? I know this section over here, I wanna have another water slide. I wanna have the big family raft ride because it needs one more kind of main water slide. Right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We definitely need at least 6 for this water park. We might be able to fit 7. No, we don't need 7 because we also have the lazy river. I might build like another small pool or something. What else is there when it comes to pool options? Let's take a look already. I said that like, that sounded kind of rude to myself. I'm just gonna take a look already. No. Okay, so we have the ring raft slide. That's what we're gonna build. This is not gonna be built because that would look bad. Maybe another body slide, but like a small one. We'll have to see. Depends on how much room we have. Where's the gonna come out of? We'll have a little thing come through here to another little section of pool, and we'll have the ride. Yeah, we might actually be able to put the family ride out of this. No, I like the idea of having a roller coaster go through here because I want at least one more roller coaster in this section of the park because it's one of the rather larger sections. And eventually we'll have to come back and finish up this section of the park and finish up the generic area because I kind of just left it hanging. But I was ready to move on to the water park, and I'm kind of happy I did because it's looking nice. Okay, real fast, let's go ahead and add some more sand to this, I guess. Hopefully that'll look good. Get some dark sand. Maybe I might add another lake right here. Probably should. Lakes are good. Kind of helps it all tie together. We don't want to have the sand butt up against the edge of the map because then it turns the whole entire distance into sand. I'm going to do it real fast just so I can color it in easier, and then I'll go on the outside and kind of touch it up. Let's add some like lighter sand, give it some texture, variety, because it makes it look so much better. And go on the outside and add the grass again. Okay, there we go. It's all looking much better and trimmed up. It's really cool having that coaster over the sand like that. especially when we add some like bushes and stuff. I'm not going to add the scenery this episode because I've already done quite a bit. Should I connect up the paths? I'll wait till next episode. Let's go ahead and see how this monorail and water slide and everything is going to fit together first. We've actually got so much done this episode. A full entire roller coaster. We got another ride and 2 gigantic towers. Decorated this area. What else could we do? Okay, one last thing before we end this episode. I'm going to build a little hut right here. And what it's going to do is it's going to help separate these 2 areas so it doesn't just have a jutted path. Somebody gave me this suggestion in the comments and I thought it was pretty good. So let's build a tiny little bamboo hut. It won't be too big, but it'll look nice. Okay, so that's looking pretty nice. It kind of helps separate these 2 sections, especially with the path and everything. I like it. Whoever gave me that idea, thank you, because it is looking rather fantastic. And it's a really good kind of just transition phase, even though it's not that much. Still helps, surprisingly. I'm gonna put another like bush like right here. Kind of even up these bushes. Let's put a fern instead because that's what's on the other side. A dwarf palm. There we go. Close enough. Okay. I don't want to finish it. I haven't played this in so long. Now that I'm like on a roll, I'm like just kind of wanting to keep going and going. Just going and growing. Going and going. Okay. Alright, so I'm getting up to 1 hour and 21 minutes now, so it's probably a good idea to end this episode because these file sizes are huge. Probably like 100 gigabyte file size, and I don't have that much hard drive space, so I don't want it to end up like going overboard. Gonna have to watch my times with these series. And because like I'm pretty sure if your hard drive fills up, it will delete the whole entire video file, and that wouldn't be good because I did a lot this episode. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching this episode of Rollercoaster Tycoon 3. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me out quite a bit and helps me get the series out faster, I guess. Slightly. I mean, the more support a series gets, usually the faster it comes out. Anyways, I will see all of you guys next time, and let's hope I get the next episode out sooner. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.